Hello, this is Huntsman9, and today I will be talking about my top 11 characters for Darkstalkers for guest characters. So I'm starting off with Vincent Valentine. The reason why I chose Vincent is because he looks like a vampire slayer or a Van Helsing type of character. I mean, look at the way he's dressed. He looks just like something like that. It's not just that for why I chose him, because of his vampire-like aesthetic or anti-vampire-like aesthetic. The reason why this character would be so important for a character to even be in Darkstalkers in the first place is because of all of his transformations. So he doesn't just have one transformation, he has many different transformations that have to do with, monsters, with the monster genre. And this character would just be too fun for something like that. This character is just way too underrated. This form right here, it's like a Jason Voorhees. Yes, I know the way it looks right now, it probably wouldn't fit in the game. However, with a redesign, this would work. But obviously with the character model that you see before you already, you could tell that this is something that would just fit Darkstalkers. A new Darkstalkers game anyway. And that's why I have to talk about Vincent Valentine and his transformations. And I really don't really see many people talk about any of these transformations as well. This could add a lot of replay value for the game itself, and just obviously more fun with, transformations. Maybe there could be like transformation customizations for this character. Like you could set a transformation for Vincent or something like that, or what have you, for whatever mechanic they use for the Darkstalkers game. And here we have Galleon. This one's definitely one of my favorites. This was like almost like looks like a werewolf hybrid, something that would fit the Darkstalkers genre. This thing has a lot of ranged and close range melee type of moves. But also, if you're wondering why Vincent, when he uses a gun, well, he's not just a range. He's mostly range. However, he has a lot of combat when it comes to close range. You could look at that in his video game for Dirge of Cerberus. It's a pretty good game, by the way. But anyway, getting back to, Vincent Valentine. Like I was talking about when it comes to transformations, here's just a few more of his transformations, all on one, screen. So here we also have a vampire-like creature, or bat-like. And then on the farther right, on the last transformation you see, that's Vincent in his last form. Yeah, the other character that I want to introduce, number 2, is Zephkeel. She's an angel character. I think she would highly fit in a Darkstalkers-like game. She's from Omen of Sorrows. This is a character that would definitely work and fit in a game like Darkstalkers, especially with her origin. And up next we have Wraith from the video game called Evolve. I just thought this would be a nice character to add in. I mean, there are so many other monster-like characters from Evolve that would be interesting, but I just thought that this one just stuck out the most. It would really, I just thought it had like an interesting design, especially weapon-wise and tool-wise. I think this would be a great character for a Darkstalkers game. So that was number 3 for this list. Number 4 is Belmont. Now this character obviously would fit the Darkstalkers genre, you know, anti-vampire type of thing. And up next we have for number 5, the Crimson King. Now this character is an SCP character. This would be an interesting character to see when it comes to the SCP Foundation for our Darkstalkers. I know there's other characters that would probably obviously fit better, but this is just an example. This is just to get people to, start thinking bigger about what characters that we could see in a new Darkstalkers game for guest characters. So I'll leave it at that for this character. And up next is number 6, Seed. Now this character is from the video game Rogue Galaxy. It's an RPG, actually like a action RPG game, almost similar to like a Kingdom Hearts combined with a Dragon Ball Z type of game. I just thought this character would fit very well when it comes to his character's creepy-like presence, and his mask, almost horror-like. This character is also, how do you call it? This character is also basically a chimera. And I just thought this character would fit almost like a Full Metal Alchemist type of character. Pretty dark tone character, and on top of that he's a clone, so I just thought that would add more to like the horror type genre for a character like that. And now moving on to number 7, Keats. This character would obviously work for Darkstalkers series. He's from the video game Folklore. It's an old game for the PS3. This character in particular is a journalist. He's someone who's interested in things like the supernatural for his stories. He's always looking for something new for his stories. Basically, kind of like things that are niche or unheard of. Not only that, this character is basically a summoner type of character. Kind of like a character like Yuna who summons the other creatures and monsters and things like that. That's kind of what this character is. And he basically becomes, I guess, like a monster-esque like character with one of his transformations. And now, moving on to number 8, Kaneki. The main reason why I chose this character is because he's a ghoul. But, of course, he's a different type of ghoul when it comes to his abilities and powers. When it comes to the horror genre, you already know why this character would fit in a game like the new Darkstalkers game. It's just pretty obvious why he should be in the game. And for our number 9, Yubel from the Yu-Gi-Oh series. I know this one is kind of like, probably didn't see this one coming. However, this particular character, how the best way to explain this character is that she's by no means, like your average character. She's not like, you would think like for Yu-Gi-Oh she'd be like a light-hearted character, but not really. Just like how she looks, she can be very vile when it comes to her character. And not only that, she has 2 other transformations, each one looking more vile than the next. And that's another reason why I thought this character would work very well for a Darkstalkers game, especially a character from the Yu-Gi-Oh series. And now for our number 10, our final character, Greed from Full Metal Alchemist. So I just thought this would be an interesting character to come into play on the game for a new Darkstalkers game. I never really talked much about some of the other characters when it comes to combat, but I figured this character obviously would be more of like a offensive defense type of character, maybe like a deflector type of character when it comes to combat. Basically one of those counter characters. maybe something like that, or maybe like a invulnerability mechanic or something like that for a character like this. And that's my top 10 characters for the new Darkstalkers game. If you like this video, please leave a comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. God bless you.